Hello folks, we're gonna have a stab here at filming this. I haven't been doing much filming lately. I've been sick, pretty tired. I don't know, if I sound a little weird, that's why. If I cough, that's why. I thought we'd have a try. Eddie Logo's here, just needs a little help. Nothing dire, I could leave it, but we've got grass. I really don't know where this came from. This has never been outside. I guess some of the peat or sphagnum I got put in here must have had a little grass seed in it. Beats me. And grass won't thrive in here because it's just peat and sphagnum and perlite, and I don't fertilize it because it's Venus flytrap, self-fertilizing. But, you know, still best to get it out. Grass will outcompete a lot of things even when it's not really thriving. So we're going to pull out the grass, and also I'm going to trim some dead stuff off and a few other things. So I'm starting by just putting a little alcohol on the snips so we don't spread anything. That's not a huge issue in my setup, but you know, it doesn't hurt to be cautious. So first thing I'm going to do is get this grass out. It really is kind of weird. Look at that. Where did you come from? Who knows? Alright. And there's one. I'm going to try and get it roots and all so it doesn't come back. Oh, the root seems to be in the sphagnum, so maybe that is where the grass seed came from. Sphagnum moss is, you know, dug up out of the ground where it grows naturally, so it is very, very possible it just got some grass seed in it. Let's see. There's one more. Alright, I think I got all that. Don't see any more of them. Now, the next thing I want to trim is this little guy. See this? Isn't it cute? That is a flower bud. I do like when they flower, but it's just not my priority right now. We want to get the plant itself thriving a little better and get it to the point where it's ready to go outside once we're past the frost risk. And so we're just going to clip the flower bud to discourage that. Now, these little guys coming up, you can see some of these little, they look a little like the flower bud, they're more paddle shaped. Those are new traps. That's good to see. And some of these old traps, though, are not doing so great. So we're going to clip them off. And a lot of the time when you trim dead stuff like this, you want to leave the green completely alone. In some cases here, I might get a little green just to save me on trying to carefully cut around the edges of a green area. But anyway, because mostly, though, we want to leave the green alone and just trim off the dead stuff. But, okay, that's being annoying. We're just going to drop that. So, off comes all these little dead traps. This isn't strictly necessary either, to be honest. But, you know, it looks nice, and it will help me more easily see where I need to amend with a little extra sphagnum. Oh, I should not get my dead traps in my extra sphagnum. Move over here. I've dampened this up. Or my grass. Get out. I've dampened this up, and we're going to tuck this down in some spots where it needs a little more something to grow in. I'm trying to not trigger any traps while I do this, so I'm being a little fussy. If I do, it's not the end of the world, but it's just not good for them to trigger when they don't get anything to eat out of it. And as I say, I triggered most of them when I transplanted the poor baby. So it was really not happy with me for a while, and I don't even know what's going on down here. Look at that trap. Why are you underground, trap? Where is your... Let's get the tweezers. Why are you underground, and where is your rhizome? Hey, what's going on? What are you attached to? Get up here. There. Yeah, see, I got some of my sphagnum was on top of that poor guy. I wonder he wasn't happy. What are you? Okay, you're peat. You can go back down. This is very fussy. I might end up editing some of this out, because you don't need to see me poking at moss for hours. It won't be hours, but this is a thing with growing plants. Is some of them are just not gonna, do what you want. Sometimes you're gonna mess up. Sometimes you're gonna transplant something and nearly kill it. I don't think I nearly killed this, but it certainly isn't happy with me right now. And it's grown a lot of new traps. It's happy enough to try to flower, so it could be worse. It's just kind of a cranky little butt right now. And that's my fault. But that is the thing about plants, is sometimes they die. That's just part of growing plants. Alright, I think I got most of the dead stuff out. So now we're just going to see if I can pack a little more sphagnum in around, because with how brown these are, obviously some of them are just not getting moisturized the way they should be. So I figure sphagnum holds moisture really well. If we just tuck that in around their bases. Oh, I did trigger a trap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I will try to get you something to eat. I don't know. We get occasional little fruit flies, and his traps aren't big enough for full-sized house flies, and we don't get those very often anyway. But we get occasional little fruit flies, which are just exactly the right size for this guy. And also occasional little fungus gnats. So I might actually set him for a little bit up by my seedlings, which are really getting the fungus gnats right now, where I'm growing some herb seedlings. Just the growing conditions in there are just perfect for fungus gnats at the moment, so mild infestation, and I bet Heteologus would love eating some of those. Oh, there I go, triggering traps again. Sorry, boy. Oop, that needs to be snipped. As I say, I'm going to make him a little bit cranky again, I guess. But I'm trying my best to take good care of my plants. And even though I name them and kind of tend to anthropomorphize them, they are just plants. If they die, they die. In fact, last week I lost Melpomene, my tragedy orchid. She finally gave up the ghost, dramatically too. I was picking her up to check on her roots and see if she needed water, and I kind of fumbled the container, dumped a bunch of orchid bark down my shirt. It was very itchy. Then her entire leaf top came off from the roots, just plopped right off. Poor thing. So at that point, the roots all by themselves cannot start a new leaf, cannot start a new keiki or anything. And so since that's all that was left, I'm like, well, you're dead, and had to get rid of her. Her pot's sitting right here. I'm going to repot up somebody else into it, because Polymnia is almost done flowering, and we'll need a repot after that. So anyways, I think I've improved this boy a little bit. Looking slightly better. Still losing a few traps there. I think that's one of the ones that ate dirt last time. Didn't feed him any dirt this time, though. Just triggered a couple. And they'll open back again soon, since they didn't eat anything. And I'll be able to give him a few little flies or fungus gnats or something. Oh, look, he got an ant. Oh, wow, it's hard to catch ants. Good boy. Ants are very strong for their size, so they can often get out of the fly trap. But anyway, he's doing better. And hopefully we'll continue to do better over the next month or two until I can put him outside where he belongs. So thank you for joining me and listening to my ramble and watching me take care of this boy. And I'm sure I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.